Oh, poo. Trying again. As long as it doesn't take 20 tries. Who knows? Yay! Better? I don't know. I gave Be Live a 1-star rating on the one that I just tried, and they want to know why. Well, because your program didn't work. I hope this is a good year for you. 2021, man. Looking forward to it. Let's set the bar high. Although, literally could put the bar on the ground and it'd be better than 2020, right? Okay. Hey, I wonder if I can change that to say Happy New Year. Okay. Hugh's got my coffee. This morning's mug says, I think one day you'll find that you're the hero you've been looking for. I forget who gave me this one. Okay. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Facebook Live is terrible. I don't know if it's Facebook or Be Live, but anyway, it is what it is. I think social media in general is just a problem right now. Okay, yeah, pretty sure. I was thinking Caribbean today. I was going for, bright, happy. And I'm trying to decide for the supporters tonight if I'm wearing pajamas with my fancy cocktail or if I'm going to dress up. Although dressing up is a little tricky because 90% of my clothing is in a box somewhere. Like literally everything we own is in boxes. We're about to pack the dishes and start eating off of paper plates and plasticware. Okay, so somebody asked me if I'd talk about worms because they said their 16-year-old dog was just diagnosed with hookworms and has never had a worm problem. So natural calming remedy for a 115-pound mini horse. She's an indoor pet. Cool, use CBD. CBD would work great for them. Awesome, thinking Hawaii. So here's, I will get to the worms, I promise. We have a timeshare through Sheraton, which is now owned by Marriott. And I had to bank our timeshare use from this year because we didn't use all of it. And I thought, well, we're definitely not traveling. And so what do you do with it? Well, I banked it and it's good until 2023. So the plan right now is I'm going to try to take all the kids and the whole family to Hawaii in 2 years using timeshare because we'll have 3 years worth of timeshare saved up. So we could stay there for a couple of weeks, which would be awesome. Sweatpants and fluffy socks tonight, PJs, sweatsuit covered in dogs. Okay. Your son's driving to Fort Lauderdale from Pennsylvania. My son is supposed to be driving from North Carolina back to Boulder. However, he went out to get in his car and it spewed some sort of liquid contents all over Gwen's driveway. So it's at the dealership in Raleigh, and he's waiting for that before he will head back, adopt you. Yeah. How many people can we take? Maybe we can have a supporters in Hawaii. Okay, so worms. So how did the 16-year-old dog suddenly, 16-year-old worm, that would be good. 16-year-old dog suddenly come up with hookworms? Well, I've told stories in the past about a lot of our foster dogs that we have brought in and our adoptees that we've brought in, particularly Scout and Freckles, because they didn't come through a rescue group. They were from a private home and not well cared for. So they came with hookworms, whipworms, roundworms, fleas, urine stains, infected ears, infected eyes. They were just a mess. They were just a mess. However, silly me, the first thing you should do before bringing a new dog or cat into your household is get some testing done. Test a stool sample, see if they're bringing parasites with them, maybe check for fleas, check for ticks, check for heartworms, all those kinds of things that could potentially be transmissible to your animals. For cats, make sure you get a leukemia and feline AIDS test, the FELV, FIV test before you bring a new cat into the household. I had a family once, they lived in a small trailer in a campground and they had about 8 cats and they kept bringing in new cats. And suddenly one of their cats got sick and we tested it and it had, I think it had feline leukemia and AIDS. So then we had to test the entire crowd and it was not a happy ending because we had a lot of sick animals. So you're in lockdown again in Sydney. Ugh. Okay, supporters in Maui. Yeah, sounds fine to me. So when you bring an animal in, and if you don't check for parasites and they're pooping all over your yard, particularly if they have diarrhea, it's going to soak into the soil and they're going to deposit the eggs. It's not the adult worms that are the problem. They're depositing eggs. And so then your healthy dogs walk through the yard, get things on their feet. They eat grass or they eat soil or they lick their feet and they ingest the eggs. And a few weeks later, now you got a bigger worm problem. And the biggest problem with whipworms is that those eggs, when you look at them under a microscope, they have a very thick casing around them, very thick shell. And they are resistant to freezing and drying, so they won't die. Even here in New Jersey, where it becomes frozen tundra and the soil's rock hard and you can't scrape it up with anything, those eggs will survive that. So if you have a whipworm problem, really the only way to solve that is you're supposed to dig down 7 inches of soil. Well, we have 2 acres. We can't dig down to 7 inches of soil. When we brought Scout in and discovered, after the fact, because I didn't run a stool sample for a couple of weeks, all of a sudden the little light bulb went on. Oh, geez, I didn't do that because I was so focused on getting the fleas off and getting the infections cleared up. And miraculously, none of our other dogs ever developed parasites. Now, part of that, you clean your dog's paws after you work. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. So the reason our other dogs didn't get the parasites is that they're healthy. A healthy animal, just like a healthy person, will fight off parasites. Your body's immune system will actually attack them and you won't get an overwhelming infestation if you're healthy. So for the 16-year-old dog to come up positive for hookworms is not a huge shock because by that point, their immune system is not working near as well as it used to. There's a bunch of different parasites that they can get: roundworms, whipworms, hookworms, coccidia, giardia. They can get lungworms. They can get bladder worms, kidney worms. So the life cycle for all of them is different. Some of them go through an intermediate host. Some of them do not. Tapeworms. So I'm not going to go through all the life cycles of everything. But there are natural ways to treat for parasites. Diatomaceous earth is one of them. And remember, when you're using any kind of a natural product, it's going to take longer. It's not going to be a quick kill. There are herbs that work fairly well also. And even just doing something abrasive like ground pumpkin seed can be very, very helpful to get rid of them. Your little hairless Chihuahua, 3 months old pup, is getting several abscesses in her stomach and around. She's in pain. The doctor gave her antibiotics and Benadryl, changed the antibiotic twice. Yeah, that is puppy strangles that we can get up around the front end of the dog. And then in the back end, that's a puppy pyoderma. 3 months old. Yeah, we see it a lot of times. Again, the immune system is not in good shape. So weather advisory starting at 9 a.m., snow and ice. Yeah, we're supposed to have heavy rain, except that I looked at radar. It's going north of us. So It's just Rita. It's just his immune system. It depends where he came from and what other issues he has. But his immune system just isn't fighting it off. And changing the antibiotic twice is not the best thing in the world. They should get a culture on that and make sure they're treating the right thing. But sometimes those are sterile abscesses, so it may not even be antibiotic problem. So Lily says she feeds ground pumpkin seeds daily. Yeah, I don't. It was interesting on my herbal group a couple of weeks ago. They were having a discussion because one of the doctors was treating a dog that had severe GI issues, and the owner was feeding a lot of diatomaceous earth every day, nonstop. And the herbalists were a little upset. They didn't really approve of feeding large amounts of DE because it is very abrasive. And so their thoughts on this particular dog was that the stomach and intestines were really getting kind of chewed up by the DE. So they weren't real fans of it. But I do know that people have used it. There's a great website, wolfcreekranch.net, has a ton of information regarding natural deworming, and they sell really high quality DE on their website, so I would trust them. Would cat's claw help Rita's puppy? No clue. I would try something topical too. The wound balm on our website is a really good natural antibacterial. So, okay. Still got to go feed the dogs, but we already did the barn. Our house is 99% packed up. My cousin is coming today to pick up our grandmother's paperweight collection. I have moved it around with me for the past 30 years. I'm not moving it again. And we have decided if you're going to collect something that is light. Paperweight collections, because there's a couple hundred of them, they're really heavy. And they have a beautiful glass front cabinet that goes with them. So my cousin's coming to get a whole bunch of antiques today. So, all right. I was correct. The blood left from surgery. The dobe that had the bloat has normal stools now, and the vet put her on omeprazole. Yeah, not a bad day. Not a bad thing. Your hubby took today off to battle a weasel that has taken 16 chickens. He's sitting out in the coop with the chickens. I wonder if that's what was burrowing around the outside of ours out there. All right. See you guys tonight with bells on. Haha. See if I can do this. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Gotta feed dogs. Clean out freezers. We're moving to North Carolina. 1 week from today is our last day in this house. And actually, we're going to sleep in Bo in the driveway that night. Your mom recently died and you've discovered nobody wants collections. My mom's big, humongous hutch for the dining room, big formal hutch, finally managed to give it away. It was going to cost us $200 to have it hauled away. So you can give things away free on Facebook, apparently. It worked. It was gone within an hour. Yay. My mom's kind of sad, but I don't want to move it. It's huge. Will you cry? You do when you move. No. I'm very happy to get out of New Jersey. Very happy. All antiques, no market. Yeah, exactly. Outside of Raleigh, will be east of Raleigh. There is no market for antiques. It's very sad. Very sad.